Hi guys, Nika here with your daily neuro nugget, and it's hump day. We did it. I'm feeling so much better. Starting to feel a little bit more like my regular self. Energy's coming back. So before we get started, I'm going to share the tea of the day. I have this very amazing rooibos tea, and if you've had this tea before, let me know. It's not very common. I know a lot of you have probably heard about it, but if you've actually tasted it, let me know. It's supposed to be great for glucose and has a lot of antioxidants. So this is what it looks like. It tastes very, very good. And I also have bubbly water because why not? I'm just gonna wait wait a couple minutes for all of you to get in here. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. Just waiting a couple more minutes because we're gonna be talking about how so many women, guys, lots and lots of women are going wild over Kohberger. Like, women are going wild. And in the very beginning, when he first popped up on our televisions, there were a couple of women. I remember this one very specific one. She is a little bit she's a little bit out there, right? That's what I'm gonna say. She's a little bit out there, and the first woman who came forward and said that, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this man. He's my soulmate. He is the divine masculine to my divine feminine. Like, this woman writes to a whole bunch of guys in jail. So I wanted to talk about hybristophilia first. And for those of you who have heard this term, you understand that it does come from like a psychological background, right? And that just means that it's a psychological condition involving SEXUAL, interest in and attraction to those who commit crimes. So for any man who is known to commit crimes or who is accused of committing crimes, there's probably always going to be a couple of females at least that, you know, send him fan mail or send him gifts or send him money. And of course, if they are more attractive and if they are younger, then even more females. And we've seen this through the years with several serial killers like Richard Ramirez and Ted Bundy. And Ted Bundy even married a woman. There was also Manson, right, who even married as well. It's so crazy. But we know that he has not been accused, right? Kohberger has not been, well, he's been accused, but he hasn't been found guilty yet of committing these crimes. So I watched a video yesterday of a guy breaking down Kohberger's body, basically saying that, why are women losing their mind over him? You know, he's not even that attractive. You know, he looks scruffy, he looks homeless. And I understand this is a man and he has a different point of view. He has a different point of view because he is a man. But again, this is not to talk bad about the victims. This is not to talk bad about the victims and the people who have passed away and who've been long gone, right? 2 years now. We want to respect them. But at the end of the day, for me as a female viewing these girls, I'm not saying they were not pretty. I'm not saying that. Don't twist my words. I'm saying as a female, I find them very, very average. Of course, the ladies like Mitchell. Of course, the ladies like right look. Yeah, rough look. Right, exactly. So I was so I was so shocked when this guy, and I get it, the guy who was talking about this is a lawyer and he is entitled to his opinion. But the majority of women have very simple interests, and this doesn't have to be you know, this condition where women are attracted to dudes who commit crimes. This is just the general female. If the guy is somewhat tall, somewhat scruffy, somewhat young, somewhat good looking, relatively average, because again, I think this guy is relatively average, right? They're going to be attracted to him. You know, as a female myself, yeah, he's a good looking dude. Is it somebody that I would like turn my head 4 times? No, I wouldn't break my neck, but he's an average good looking dude. So people are losing their minds. They're saying we all have, you know, mental illness because we think he's a good looking dude, but these are the same men that when we show them a picture of these very average looking women, they say, well, she's a 10, you know, I'm an American red-blooded male, you know, and we know one of them was very curvy. Like, no, don't break your neck. No, I would never, God, I'm not. It takes a lot to break my neck. I don't think I've ever, maybe I've done a double take once in my life, and I'm in my 40s. So yeah, I'm that person. I'm just in my world. But nonetheless, these same dudes are the same that are saying the victims, and again, this is not meant to be disrespectful, but they're saying, oh my gosh, she is the most beautiful girl on earth. My humble opinion, no, they were not. They were very average. And again, it's the same for females, right? We like average. It's okay. It's okay. But for myself, yeah, sure. Kohberger looks great. He's handsome. He's scruffy looking. I wanted to go over some of the comments that I found because there is so many Reddit threads that are just insane. And personally, I think this person who created this very specific thread is probably a little bit obsessed with Bryan. Oh my gosh. That being said, this person, I'm going to assume it's probably female. It may not be, but I think it's a female. I think she's very creative. I'm going to give her that. And I'm going to try to post little bits of her artwork in the thumbnail because, oh my God, this person is insane. They have Kohberger covered in like cute rainbows and roses, and his little curl is here. Hi, Greg. Hi, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to, you know, my ADD. If I get too distracted in the chat, it's not good. Anyway, this person, I'm scrolling through here, and this thread has several followers, most who I also think are females. But just so many pictures of Bryan with kitties and rainbows and butterflies and roses. Like, gosh. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Now, let's assume, right? Let's just pretend that this person who created this thread does have this mental disorder where they are attracted to men who commit crimes, to people who commit crimes. Even if he or she did, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. People are making such a big deal about this. It's funny to me because most of these women, it's often women who are attracted to men who commit crimes, when they find out finally that this person was actually not a serial killer, or when they find out that this person actually did not commit a crime, they're like, just like that. It's like they're no longer turned on by this person. Now, again, that's because it loses that feeling of risk, of danger, of being close to a lion. And when I was doing my master's in psychology, guys, one of the things I had to do was actually interview some of these females who would often spend a lot of their time writing letters to prisoners, and they were all single. All the ones that I had to interview were all single, and they were often writing letters to multiple men at once, and they lived in this sort of fantasy world. Yes, they went to work. Yes, they, you know, paid their bills, but at the end of the day, they just completely fantasized about these men and being able to tame them, if you will. So again, this is kind of like the lion sheep perspective, and that's why so many women are attracted to these men, because you're like, I could change him. I could change him. That is so toxic if you really think about it, right? Like the women, for example, who are attracted to Ted Bundy, and they're like, you know, even if he did it, I could change him. And then there were the other women who are like, no, hi, sloth pajamas, hi, how's it going? A lot of women who are like, well, maybe he didn't do it. You know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he's so handsome. And Ted Bundy, sure, he was good looking. I think he was also very average, but it's that risk. It's like, he's dangerous, but he won't hurt me. He might hurt other people, but he won't hurt me. That being said, I just wanted to cover that because I do find it very interesting that when it's like this double standard, right? It's double standard that when women, when I say, Kohberger's a good looking guy. He's 6 foot tall. He's relatively lean. He has good facial hair, good bone structure, broad shoulders, the things that most females would find attractive. We get called crazy. We get called obsessed. We get called mentally ill, right? But when men do the opposite and they're like, that woman is a 10, when really, sure, she might look cute, but she's not a 10. There's like crickets. It's crickets. So it's just interesting. I just wanted to point out those double standards. But here I am on this page here, and I wanted to read some of the comments because there are women like myself who say, yeah, he's attractive. That's cool, but I'm not obsessed, right? I'm not creating all of these artworks, and I don't have a statue of him in my closet. And then there's the women here that are creating all of this artwork saying that he is the most amazing, handsome looking man in the world. I wish he would come out of jail and I would have his children. Oh my gosh, this one. I'm the only BK fan with their skin carvings and shrine in the news. I'm not remotely that person. This is not the first time she's pretended to be me or stolen my stuff. So there's literally people here who are arguing, 2 females it looks like, who are arguing about who's more obsessed with Bryan Kohberger. Yeah, taking a serial killer home to meet the family, priceless. Yeah, I'm good. They're literally fighting over Bryan. Let's see here. So happy for the new picture. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can zoom in this for you. Oh my God. Oh, Bryan, my dear, what have they done to you? And when I say my dear, I said that in another video too, by the way, and somebody again took my things out of context and, oh my God, you love him and you called him your dear. Go away, troll. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, that. I'll post it in the thumbnail. Crazy. Crazy cool art. Can't wait for Bryan to be free. The mob is so bloodthirsty. It's ridiculous. I actually agree with that statement. I'm not saying he should be free if he did something right, but currently he is innocent. Innocent until proven guilty. Looks like a young Christopher Walken. They want Bryan so he can stay at my house. I'm not gay either. That's hilarious. Let's see what else. Oh, pick a cellmate. If you were going to prison and got to pick a cellmate, who would you choose? Wade or Bryan Kohberger? MPK can come here. Bryan for sure, LOL. That's hilarious. And they even created a private group so that you could be a fan. Alternative accounts are welcomed. And the reason for this is because Reddit has gotten so, gosh, it's so controlled, like YouTube, right? That when people create this artwork, it gets banned. Like these threads have gotten banned since the beginning. I believe a lot of people have created threads. It might be the same person, and she just keeps getting banned, She's having to start all over. And again, although I don't promote, having this obsession or this all-time consuming obsession with people who commit crimes, at the end of the day, who is it hurting? It's not hurting anybody else, is it? That's like men who are into blow-up dolls. Like, Bro, I don't care what you do at your house. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. And if you want to start a thread about it on Reddit and you're following all the rules, why should it get banned? Those threads don't get banned on Reddit. By the way, there are threads on Reddit where women and men are showing like everything, but this for some reason really triggers people. This of all the things that are on Reddit, women being obsessed with Bryan Kohberger is the number one thing that seems to be getting banned. Why is that? Let's see what other beautiful artwork is there. Oh, another edit drop there. Oh my God. Okay, there. One of the pictures has, let's see if I can make this really bright. Oh my goodness. This might be one of my favorite ones. Is that effed up? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's colorful. I like color. I like color. Look at this. What do you guys think about that? Gosh, I wish somebody looked at me the way these women are looking at Bryan Kohberger. I'm a little jealous. Not really. Not really. I should probably clarify. Look at all this art. I actually think that's really creative, right? Care Bear Bryan, isn't it adorable? Oh my goodness. Okay, Halloween edits. Perfect timing. This one is actually from last year, it looks like, but who cares? Halloween's right around the corner. What do y'all think of that? This is cute. I love that shirt. I mean, I can't hate this person. I can't. If anything, I like them because of their creativity. This person is creative. It is what it is. I can't hate an artist. Care Bear Bryan might be one of my favorites, though. Let's see. Oh my Lord. And by the way, this person is legit. I really do think that they're serious about this. I don't think they're actually trolling. And if you've ever had to edit a picture, even just like when I have to edit a very simple, you guys know my thumbnails are really tacky. They're very simple. Even as simple as they are, I'm not very skilled. It's very time consuming. So I cannot imagine having to make one of these. Like, this person is an artist and she's saying, I'm saying she, right? It's probably female. I'm not a troll. I'm obsessive. Accept the fact that Bryan has people who support him. He hasn't been proven guilty. Victims are important. Bryan Kohberger is the man of my dreams. That's cool. I mean, oh my gosh. Okay, this for me is a little bit, okay, crossing the line. Crossing the line. And again, people can, maybe I'm reading too much into it. But in the middle picture, it says, "Murder me, daddy." See that? That's a little freaky, man. The bow. It's a little freaky. It's a little freaky. Oh my gosh, 56 people on here. Hi. It was just me and another person when I started. We're all here now, family. Don't get COVID, by the way, guys. It's going around, apparently. Ooh, these edits are like, I feel like people are waiting for them to drop because they're so few and far between. Bryan, oh, this is another comment. Bryan is my one true love. If he ever sees this one day, I hope he doesn't think I'm crazy for carving his initials into my skin. I love him, SM, so much. Wow. My goodness. This is literally the best comment I've ever gotten. I agree. I would do anything that he needed of me. His dutiful lover and supporter. I wish I could have met him before all of this. Wow. That's... I'm sorry. Ooh. It's a little much for me, at least. I can see, though, again, with a psych background, I can see why young women or older women, would become obsessed. Again, good looking dude, hasn't been found guilty yet. And, well, when we don't know a person, we like to concoct these stories about them in our head, how they're so perfect and beautiful and they would never do anything wrong. And that's relationships in general. A lot of people, when they start dating, it's like, oh, butterflies, it's beautiful. You're like, oh my gosh, he is perfect. He's the man of my dreams. And then like 6 months to a year later, start seeing a little bit more of reality. And you start seeing their flaws. It's not that they're showing you their flaws, it's that you start paying attention to them, right? So I'm actually curious as to what his flaws would be like, right? We know he's intelligent. He sounds a little bit OCD to me. Vacuuming daily at 3 in the morning probably makes it very difficult to just live a non-anxious life. A lot of people with OCD, one of the comorbidities is anxiety. And I actually work with 2 of my colleagues that are amazing, right? When we're doing research, when we're doing things on the microscope, it's like, boom, they're paying attention. They are OCD about their work. They are so detail oriented. They are fantastic. But when we have to leave to get lunch, things go a little bit haywire, okay? They can't function. They cannot function around other people. So it's very unfortunate. So I'm trying to think of the downsides here. All these women who are obsessed with Bryan. It's like, yeah, even if he did not do this, even if he's a good looking guy, even if he's intelligent, who's getting his PhD, meh. I also should get my carvings printed so I can add them to my shrine. Wow. Decorated my shrine for Halloween. Deep down, I know he'd probably think I'm some kind of psychotic weirdo. I mean, he does study psychology. And I feel like we tend to be a little bit more forgiving of people because we understand why people do that. So it's when average people who don't understand psychology, those are the people you have to watch out for. Those are the people that are less forgiving because they just see your weirdness as a flaw. They often see things black and white, where some people with more psych background, more psych knowledge, tend to be a little bit more open-minded. I have a gut feeling a collaboration with Nika would be truly interesting. A convict's thoughts with A.R. Hayes. Are you new? I've never seen that name here. Hi, welcome everyone. Sure, I would love to do collaborations with people. I've had actually lots of people, some law offices, some people, I don't remember their names. There's a lot of good channels out there. At the moment, you guys know my work. It's very hectic. I'm working around this time of year about 60 hours a week. I'm hoping it slows down for winter, but yeah, I would love to. When the time is right, my friends, when the time is right. Oh my God. Bryan Kohberger edits Sweet But Psycho. Oh my God, this has music? Am I gonna get a band or whatever? I know how YouTube is. Does this have music? Oh my gosh. I want to play it. I want to play it. Help me. No. I love Bryan so much. I hope someday I can be his wife. Oh, I feel like I should be showing this on showing you guys on the screen here. But I'm not, because I'm already live streamed, so here we are. Let me turn the camera. Let me turn the laptop here. Shoot. Hold on. I mean, if that's not love, then I don't know what is, baby. Then I don't know what is. Dude, I have had my fair share of boyfriends when I was young, and now I'm old and married. But you know what? Not once has somebody done this for me. Not once. I mean, this has got to be love. I'm just messing around, guys, by the way. I feel like I have to clarify. I'm very sarcastic, if you guys haven't found out yet. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I'm a sucker for you. This person, I mean, I have to meet this person. Who is this person? If you are this person who's creating these images, contact me, because you're a freaking artist, man. I don't care what people say about you. Hi, Big Mike. I finally caught Nika live. Yay, Paul C, Free Bryan, and Nika, keep up the work. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. They even found the old picture of him. That's fucked up. That's a little fucked up. Aww. That picture of him, I believe he was in a classroom and they edited it. I remember because they were mocking his shoes. They were saying he had serial killer shoes. They were like these big black bulky shoes. Let's see if... Oh no, what did they do to Bryan? Look at that. Look at that. This is what I was talking about. Look at that. That poor fella. That poor fella. And by the way, I also understand that there's a whole other group of people saying, Bryan Kohberger is loving this. This is the most attention he's ever gotten from females. I'm like, I don't know if he's even aware. Is he even reading fan mail? Because he may be allowed to receive the mail, but is he even reading it? Something tells me no. Something tells me no. Because if I were in jail and I'm getting a shit ton of mail from random strangers and you're being convicted or you're being accused of killing 4 people, do you think most of that fan mail is going to be good or bad? Is it screened? It's supposed to be screened, but even if it's negative, right? Why would you want to read that and make yourself feel worse? I wouldn't. I would want to keep my positivity up as much as I can. I don't know, maybe he is reading it. I love Bryan so much. I wish I could be with him for eternity. Oh my. It's a phone. Let's see. Oh, wow. Check that out. Man, I remember there was one that I'd seen a long time ago with the Don't Fear the Reaper. Is it this one? No. No. Almost forgot how daddy he is, Alien Bryan. You are on fire. I hope you get to meet him one day. Thank you. Crying, crying face. So, yes, yes, people. Oh, man. Where's the other one? Let's see. There used to be a really good one with music. Did you make your mom proud? Such a rude and unnecessary comment to make to him, poor Bryan. Oh, I remember that when they were transferring him into the vehicle. Let's see if it'll play. Oh, that, I just see like sadness in his eyes. It is kind of like, ugh, why would you say that?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You guys remember that time? Let's see.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You make your mama proud. You make your mama proud. I see no sadness. I don't know. I like to think that I'm very good at reading people. Again, not saying that having a master's in psychology, made me good at reading people. I feel like I was already good before that. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I'm usually pretty spot on. Or who knows? Maybe he was just tired. Maybe he was just tired. This one says, beautiful, beautiful boy. Either way, are you disturbed by this? Let me know. Are you disturbed? Are you triggered? Are you triggered? Because I bet a lot of people are. Oh my goodness. So this is very telling. Let me turn this off. So, see, for me, I mean, obviously this person is saying that they are obsessive, and it's obvious they are obsessive. But when they start showing things like covered in blood and knives and like making it look like this person believes maybe deep down that he could have done it. And I think that's where the attraction is coming from, right? So is this a case of hybristophilia? What do you think? You let me know. Regular mugshot looks better and I'm straight. That's what I've heard from a lot of men. I've heard a lot of men say, why are women into the second mugshot? And again, from a red-blooded American female, like guys like to say, I think it's because he looks scruffy, okay? Men, I don't know why men think that we like guys who are like 250 pounds of muscle, ripped, veiny, and like sleek faces. Yes, he looks more manly with his face being furry. Just like how a lot of women think that, they have to be 90 pounds to be attractive, but really in reality, men actually prefer women to be like 10 pounds heavier because they look more womanly, more feminine, even though they're slightly overweight. I'm not saying obese, I'm just saying, right? We have these skewed perceptions of what the opposite sex likes. So that's why he looks more manly. He looks more normal. In the other picture, he looks tired. The lighting makes his eyes look creepy as hell. And lighting is so powerful, guys. So many of you underestimate that. Look at me here. You see this? I look tan. I'm glowing. But look. Okay. Well, that doesn't really help. Okay. Look. Bumps, freckles. Okay. Lighting matters. Okay. If I do this shit, do you like me now? I mean, I don't look as cute as I do here, do I? Yeah. Lighting matters, people. So that's why that first picture is kind of creepy. When I first saw that mugshot, the very first one, he looked like Ted Bundy to me. I wrote a thesis on Ted Bundy. When I first saw that guy, I'm like, oh my God, who is this man that is on national TV? Because he sure looks a hell of a lot like Ted Bundy. That was one of my first videos. And people said I was crazy. And it's not that he looks so much like him. It's maybe the forehead size. The nose is kind of similar. And the dark, the what is that called? Like very deep set eyes, right? Top that with some shitty lighting. Well, you're gonna look creepy. You had good lighting, you had good camera angles. Add some scruff to a man. You have a whole bunch of women who are saying he's hot and he looks normal now. Wow, crazy. And that's another reason why Ann Taylor is fighting for Bryan to be able to wear his suits, because they understand how powerful the way we look is, okay? I know for a damn fact if I was 50 pounds over or 50 pounds under, you guys would all treat me differently. I know. So many social experiments have been done. Look up the YouTube videos and documentaries of where people force themselves to gain weight. Have you guys heard of Nikocado Avocado? He was like he was like vegan when he started and very thin. He became morbidly obese, tricked everybody, said he did a social experiment, and now he's lost like 100, 200 pounds. Okay, how you look matters. His suit versus his jail suit is going to play a huge role how the entire world perceives him. We've already seen women saying he looks creepy like an incel from the first mugshot, and now we have this picture of him with a little bit of scruff and some good lighting, and everyone wants to bang him. Bryan is so beautiful. I'm so drunk right now, but even in my drunkenness, I still love him. Yes, I used to have a channel. That's when I got banned. I was actually talking about the vid in the last video of my older channel, the COVID. And as a scientist who used to talk about what I saw in the facilities, the research facilities I was working at, they banned me. So I also used to talk a lot about relationships, and my background in psychology helped as well in that. Men versus women, how women perceive men, how men perceive women, how we perceive people. Actually, that channel was kind of a social experiment for my thesis, guys. So that channel grew very quickly because of the topics I was talking about. And it was part of while I was getting my degree. And very quickly I got to 80K subs because of the topics that we knew in my university would get talked about. So yeah, now you guys know a little something about me. So don't believe everything you say and hear on social media, or say and hear, everything you see and hear on social media, because a lot of it sometimes is for data gathering, and people don't have to tell you that they're doing it for data gathering, right? The more polarizing it is, the more likely somebody is to get clicks and views. So let's see what else is here. Bryan Kohberger, welcome to Moscow. Yes, we always get banned. And that was actually also part of my social experiment, because very quickly in that channel, I changed topics, right? At first, I was talking about like men versus women or relationships. I was triggering men and women, actually, and trying to trigger men and women. And then from one day to the other, I'm like, you know what? Let's see if I can trigger YouTube. And apparently I triggered them way too far, because very quickly, without warning, you know how they're supposed to give you 3 strikes? I did not get strikes, guys. They literally just took everything off. They blocked me. They banned me from uploading any more content. And that's how you know when shit when shit gets real, when you start getting too close to the truth, like here when I talked about Dan Esty and when I talked about, should I even say his name? When I talk about those people, why did those videos get deleted? Why? Why did those videos get deleted? When I start talking about names and addresses having to, having some relation to that vehicle that was found in Oregon, why do those videos get taken down? I'm not talking about I get a warning, they get taken down. Why do you think? It's like you hit a nerve, right? We know about Dan Esty. We know about Steve Perky. That video that got, one of the videos that got taken down in this channel was me talking about Steve Perky. And Perky, what happened to him? In that video, I had linked a document about his wrongdoings in an East Coast state. So, yeah, it is what it is. And I wanted to let you guys also know, since we're on the topic of triggering people for research, I still do research, right? And it was like a month ago that we decided on one of the Instagram accounts that was created to just ask a question to a post that was talking about women selling their bodies, right? And what we do as scientists is like we predict, we hypothesize how many people are going to be triggered, how many of those are probably going to be men versus women. And just by asking a question with a picture of a female, you know, an AI female that looks very realistic, we triggered about 10,000 violent messages from men, over 10,000, and I'm going to say about 500 from women. And that is used for data gathering research. So every time you guys decide to write a violent message to whoever, even if it's from an alternative account, it can still be tracked and it is still being used for research. You are data and you are being gathered by everybody. I have no issues with data gathering. I do have issues with data selling and data breach. So for example, I wanted to tell you guys, if you have not been keeping track of the news, the entire board, I believe it was 7 total members of 23andMe, and this could potentially be related to this case, right? All members of 23andMe just quit on the spot. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because when that happens, the entire market for 23andMe basically crashed. Now there's one board member left. Her name is Anne, and she controls about 50% of the votes for 23andMe. And when Anne was asked why did the entire board quit, she said that it's because they don't want to support her, basically. And the board member said it's because she doesn't have a plan in place, right? So for me, I'm like, okay, that sounds like a lot of horse shit. Let's dig a little bit deeper. And you know what it was? I think it has to do with something of the data breach that happened with 23andMe that affected over 7 million customers and cost them what, over $30 million? So be very careful who you are giving your data to. If you are creating accounts on Instagram, on Facebook, on anything, be very cautious. Use a VPN at least to protect yourself, because it can and potentially will be abused by the government at some point. So just be careful. I'm not worried about Enan. I'm not. Other people can be, but for me, that is the least of my concerns. There is no reason I think that Enan would have the protection of somebody else. You know, it's very easy to get sidetracked by people who have no power. Again, just to remind you, why are videos, not just my videos, by the way, it's not just me. This is happening all over Reddit, all over YouTube, all over other social media platforms. When I started the Patreon and I talked about that, I was no longer able to talk about Dan and Perky. So why is that? And funny, because you know what? Dan SD sure has bushy eyebrows. Dan SD, I must wonder if he knew every square inch of the home. Dan SD was also very, very fit. There's an interview I found of him saying he loves to ski. Have you ever tried to ski? It is so energy intensive. I'm just saying, he has good cardio. He's got good cardio. And they're saying that Bryan has good cardio because he used to run. I'm just saying. So that's it for the day, guys. Have a good night. Take care. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. And what else? Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be something to talk about tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is the court hearing, unless that has changed. And also, before I go, there's something a little bit more disgusting that I forgot to cover yesterday. We know that the Gonsalves are starting this $50,000 GoFundMe, right? That is excessive in my opinion. That is an extortionate amount of money that they're asking for. Not to mention, somebody reminded me that they had actually somebody had raised for Maddie and Kaylee over 70, I believe it was $73,000. So where the hell is that money? So if people are donating for no freaking reason, because that is the entire yearly salary of an average American, $50K, okay? You're telling me you need $120K? For what? Where's this money freaking going? And then you guys get mad at me when I asked for money for my veteran friend who's freaking dying and got turned away by the VA, and instead people tell me, well, he should seek help here, he should seek help there, he should go fill out paperwork there. Fuck that, he's dying, that doesn't matter. But they're quick to donate to fucking Steve. I'm sorry. This is like, I'm done with the Gonsalves. I've tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, but the fact that they're asking for $120K, you better freaking, that's over two salaries. That's two salaries of two Americans right there. So you better ask for receipts if you're donating to him, because you guys asked me for receipts, right? So no excuses. If you donated to Steve, you better be donating to my veteran friend, and the Cash App is in the description. By the way, thank you guys for donating, because we actually are up to $140 last time I checked. That's amazing. And the goal is $500 for him so that he can take care of very basic expenses. Sometimes food at the pantries is old stale bread and canned beans. It would be nice to give him a little something extra, right? $500 doesn't go very far in today's economy, guys. I know, I live freaking Chicago. Everything is expensive. So every dollar helps. Thank you all who have donated. And I know that we're going to get to our goal very, very quickly. So you guys have a good night. Take care. See you soon. Hopefully tomorrow.